2024. New year, new me. Psych. It's the same old bullshit around here. Especially with these project cars. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, if you follow the channel for any amount of time, you know that this is our 1987 Dodge D150 Project Black Sheep, aka Voodoo, because I swear this thing is cursed. You'll also know that this is our budget 318 build that we did for this truck. And we recently got it running, tuned out the bugs in it. She was running good until she wasn't. As you can see by the level of the coolant in the overflow tank, we have head gasket issues. Or possibly a cracked head or cracked block. Don't really know yet, haven't dove into it. One thing I do know is that there is no coolant in the oil or vice versa. The fluids are not mixing. But it doesn't take but a few minutes before the cooling system becomes pressurized enough to the point to where it'll dump all the coolant in the overflow tank and eventually overflow the overflow tank. So needless to say, the heads are going to have to come off this thing at a very minimum. Now the ironic thing about this is that I've been noticing a lot of chatter on Facebook groups about Fel-Pro head gaskets in these trucks. People comparing those to Cometic and domestic gasket gaskets. So we'll be throwing our 2 cents in on that conversation here shortly. I know a lot of you are probably wondering, where's the Plymouth at? Well, it's still in the same spot I left it, with no front end on it. For all the new people to the channel, this is our 1967 Plymouth Fury 3, also known as Project Frank Castle. And it's currently sitting without any front suspension. Now, if you know anything about these old C-body Mopars, you know that there's not many parts available for these things, especially when it comes to suspension. And that the ones that are available are not very cheap. So, for a couple broke country boys, that doesn't leave you many options to work with. Other than stacking up our beer cans and saving our pennies, all we can do is work and wait. All jokes aside though, I have seriously been looking for suspension for this thing. Like I said, there's not many options available out there, unless you go with like a QA1 setup, which is $2,000 or $3,000. What it boils down to is I'm just going to have to pull the trigger and pick one of the cheaper options for this thing. I'm kind of skeptical about that because a lot of it is Chinese made. And if you've ever done a front end job on one of these old C-body Mopars, you'll know that it's not fun. So it's not a job you want to repeat more than once. But the good news is it's somewhat undercover for the winter, which has recently been kicking our tail here. So that's one worry I don't have to have hanging over my head. Then I also have this small block LA 360 with 727 that is either going to be sold or we're going to repurpose it for another project. Maybe it might go into Black Sheep if the heads or the block are cracked. I'm actively hunting for an A-body right now, or really anything to put this thing into. This little motor runs good. The guy I bought it off of said the transmission worked fine. It's complete from carb to oil pan. Every accessory, power steering pump, alternator, all of it, it's all there. So like I said, I'm actively looking for something to drop this thing into, or we might need it for Black Sheep. And then tucked way back in the corner of the shop here, I still have this 318 roller block. I still have the factory rotating assembly for it. The only thing I'm missing from this engine is the cylinder heads, which I have a buddy of mine that might be interested in buying this block. So I'm going to wait and see how that deal pans out. But we might have us a budget 318 roller build coming soon. In other news, I'm just out here in the shop trying to clean up. I got a lot of man cave items for Christmas that I need to find somewhere to hang, which is going to prove to be difficult because I'm running out of wall space here. Just hanging out in the shop, watching some Coors Bandit. If you're a Days of Thunder fan or you like old vintage race cars, definitely check his channel out on YouTube. Pretty cool content. As you can see, I'm a big Days of Thunder fan. But yeah, just out here on this cold, windy day. We just had a tornado blow through last night. Luckily, everything came out undamaged, but we still have some high winds to deal with today. So I'm just hanging out in the shop, trying to clean some stuff, organize. At least I got a good view of old Frank out there. I can keep an eye on him from where I'm at. But yeah, just wanted to stop in and give y'all an update video. Say Happy New Year's. Hope y'all had a good Christmas. And if you're new to the channel, check out some of our old videos. We're nearing that 3,000 watch hour mark, which is a pretty big benchmark for YouTube. And we're closing in on that 1,000 subscriber mark. So if y'all can, if you're not already subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you like Mopars, we got some content coming up soon as this weather breaks. Appreciate y'all for watching. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one.